Hello there, and today we are with my business partner Dan the Man Brown, and he is going to be giving us some tips and tricks on electrics and flooring. So Dan, welcome sir again. So what tips and tricks you got for us from your latest refurb, Dan?
Okay, so it's just things like with the flooring.
Yes.
If you can, or if you have the option, where like on this wall alone, we had to put new skirting.
Okay.
To give it a nicer finish, I used a slightly larger skirting.
Yeah.
However, put the flooring down first.
Yeah.
And then I could lose the edges because you have to cut the laminate or the resin or whatever it is, the flooring. You have to cut it so that it's got a bit of movement, allow expansion.
Okay.
So
why is that?
Because it will move. Because
Okay.
you'll have a floor that moves. If you have it tight to the wall, what will happen is it will start buckling, it will start bowing, and then you'll be knackered on the flooring in no time.
Yeah.
So you leave a little expansion, and then what you can do, well, you've got several options. You can use, this is the stuff. You can use this mastic. More walking and talking, as I think. So you can use this mastic, which is a floor sealant, which will go, if you've got a gap, you can squeeze it round, if you wouldn't mind. So you can squeeze it round into the corners.
I see.
And then it just literally allows a movement of that, but it isn't the most tidy. Well, it's a finish, but it's especially on these sort of corners where you've got doorways where you aren't necessarily going to get this trim.
No, cutting all the way around.
Cutting it around. You get people who do that, but we're trying to do something a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So we're just literally going with something that's very rubberized and literally will allow that movement and tidy the edges up rather than a big gap there.
Yeah.
So the other option is if you're not replacing the skirting boards, you literally put this little trim on.
Okay.
Some people staple them with a gun, nail gun, but I stick them. Okay. I stick them to the skirting board. That way, when the floor moves, you've got to allow, because the floors sometimes are out.
Right.
So when the floor moves, you don't want this being stuck to the floor and stuck to that because it's only going to lift and break and fall off.
I say, so you think sticking is actually much better than
personally?
Your personal preference.
Personal preference.
And you have got the original flooring.
Yes.
You didn't think it was worth changing it, which I completely agree. In a cupboard, you don't need to change that. So, any other tips in here, Dan?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say the reason I didn't move that is, as you say, it's for a cupboard. It was good. Yeah. In here, we had a buckle literally coming through it. Okay. In the hallway, we literally had it lifting in one of the corners. So it was just like, okay, that doesn't look pretty. You want something that literally, as you walk in, you go, oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely.
It's very dated. It's very old. It's but it will do just fine for the cupboard. Yeah. So in terms of how to finish that off, I'm going to be buying a little strip. Yeah. That you can get two different types. Obviously, where this is a 12mm and that's more like a 3mm flooring, you've got the difference. So, like I was showing you on this one out here, what you've got is one that literally sits quite comfortably on the 12mm there, but literally will sit on the lower sort of 2-3mm flooring here. So I'll do exactly the same for in that cupboard. Yeah. But on where these two meet, you just use one little strip that goes straight between the two.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a good little tip. So, in terms of the electrics, what are your recommendations here? Since you've changed the plastic to these nice chrome metal finish sockets now.
I mean, personally, I really, well, for all our properties, I've gone this route as in agreement with you, because I just think it gives it a little bit nice. It's just a little bit more.
It's definitely a nicer finish.
Yes. So, but in order to do that, if you've got a plastic back socket casing, then you don't have to worry so much because it's already insulated. But where it's metal, you do have to, the metal boxes behind, if you look at that one over there, you've got a metal box at the back. Yeah. Now the metal box at the back has a little screw in it, and it allows you to attach a little bit of earthing wire, which is this stuff here.
So this is the earthing wire.
And then you have your sleeve that you cut and then slip over it. But what you do is you attach
That's the sleeve.
one end, one end to the box,
Yeah.
and one end into the actual socket itself.
Yeah.
And it earths it, so that should, on the rare, possibility that the live comes loose and it touches this, someone who does that doesn't suddenly go up in smoke.
Well, that is a very
That's a good
important
one.
thing. It's definitely not good for the insurance purposes there if someone gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So these are some of the bits you've done on your most recent refurb.
Yeah, and you do that with the lighting as well. If they're chrome lighting, same deal.
Okay, that's awesome. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obviously, Dan is a professional, and I would recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, get the professionals in and don't try and do it yourself. But if you are like Dan and you are experienced, then perhaps that's a different ballgame. But for myself, absolutely, I'm getting a professional every time. But we appreciate Dan and his tips and tricks again this week. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and comment. That is fantastic for the algorithms for me. And I will see you next week, guys. Thank you.